Hi, this is Katie and Kim from MMA Candy. Today we're going to teach you how to do jump overs and sit-outs. So what we're going to show you to do right now is how to do sit-outs and jump overs. These are exercises that Jiu-Jitsu fighters use to pass guard. So here we go. So what I'm going to be doing is grabbing my opponent's ankle, the opposite one. I'm going to put my head on the mat, and I'll be putting my shoulder into her stomach, basically trying to keep her there and apply as much pressure as possible while passing guard. So, and again, the same thing when I go over. I'm going to use my grip on her ankle, head on the mat, as much pressure as possible I can from my shoulder into her stomach, and we're going to pass guard going the opposite way. And that's how you pass guard. I'm going to grab my opponent's ankle, the opposite leg, and I'm going to get a good grip on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my head on the mat and my shoulder in her stomach, applying as much pressure as possible to try and keep her in place while I pass guard. So, the same thing, opposite way to get back over. My arm, my hand, I'm going to get a good grip on her ankle, shoulder in the stomach, as much pressure as possible, using my head to balance. And that's how it's done. Now to pass guard, what I'm going to do is sit-outs. It's an exercise that Jiu-Jitsu fighters use to pass guard all the time. So to do sit-outs, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get over my opponent, get my balance, and as I'm passing guard, if I'm going from one side to the other, no matter where I'm going, I'm going to apply as much pressure on the opposite arm and go to my opposite side. So if I was to pass this way, I'd sit out this way, getting as close to my opponent as possible, trying to get as much control over as I can. If I was to pass guard and go the opposite way, same thing, I'd use this arm, tuck this leg in and over. I'm going to pass guard again, walk around, applying pressure on this arm now, and using this leg, pulling it forward, getting as close to my opponent as possible. What I'm going to do, my opponent's going to be on the mat. I'm going to get my balance over her. Now, no matter which way I'm going, if I want to go this way, I'm going to put pressure on this arm. If I want to pass this way, I'm going to put pressure on the opposite arm. Assuming I wanted to pass to my right, I would put pressure on this arm, crawl over, pass guard, and then use this leg, the same one as my arm, to get as close to my opponent as possible and keep as much control over as I possibly can. To go back the opposite way, again, I'm going to use this arm to get as much balance as I can, support myself, stay as close to my opponent as possible. I'm going to pass guard, using this arm now and using this leg, get as close to her as I possibly can. And that's how it's done. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Katie and Kim from MMA Candy. Make sure you check us out on Facebook, YouTube, or MMAcandy.com.